Aloha y'all, welcome back to PetesTreasures. Today I'm in my hometown of Lewisville, Texas in the Dallas Metroplex, and I'm about to visit the Antique Gallery of Lewisville. This used to be the antique mall that started it all for my brother and I, and we used to go with my mom all the time when we were little, and so it has a lot of nostalgia to it. In fact, back in the day it used to be called Nostalgia. So come along with me, let's just see what we find. I'm excited, it's been a long time since I've been here. This place has one of those cute little tea rooms, and it's actually related to the Antique Gallery of Mascot. Y'all, this is in the window. Ooh, Kickapoo Joy Juice. I love it. I've always loved this entrance. There are tons of items to look at right away. This mall is super eclectic and doesn't follow a certain trend or niche. I need that deer planter. I believe it might be Royal Copley. I just love this rosy cookie jar. Look at this vintage Pepsi machine. These are not vintage, but could be called retro because it emulates, the style of that era. But I've seen similar at Hobby Lobby or World Market. Still cool, I still love them. And bottle brush trees are really in still. We have this little weenie dog dresser caddy and I just love it. Such a classic. Have y'all seen the kangaroo one? I have a video on this channel a while back where I went over Mount St. Helens items that have sold on eBay. I'll link it in the description. I love finding stuff like that. This booth has a ton of Pyrex and Frankoma pottery, which is based out of Oklahoma, just north of here. Another deer planter I've always wanted. I think this one is Hager. I loved this Libby pitcher and glass set, but it was $128. Whew, it's a little steep, but it's beautiful. Has anyone tried sarsaparilla? I haven't, I liked it. I'm a root beer kind of person. I loved this whole booth. It's giving mid-century, and there are some tiki items as well. This mid-century wooden centerpiece is so cool. And I'm always happy to see gravel art. One day I want to make my own. I know there's some people who do that. I love the colors of this mid-century painting of a ship scene. The color palette reminds me of the Disney artist Mary Blair. There's a lot of glassware here. I'm wondering if it was their collection because it is very nice and very curated. And they also have a ton of kitschy trinkets. It reminds me of one of my favorite antique malls in Dallas called Lulabee's. I still have shopping footage from there I need to edit, and I know you'll love it. I so wanted these tiki wall art panels, but they were $80, and it wasn't a bad price. I just need to make room on my walls, to be honest. I loved the vibe of this booth, mostly the art. The art was pretty cool. This tray stuck around with me for a while because I loved it and I wasn't sure if it was tiki or not. I thought it might be Westwood. I asked my friend who's a tiki expert as well as a tiki group, and someone did confirm it was Westwood. And here's a cup that matches, but it was most likely not tiki. I was getting kind of forest spirit vibes. But it was $39.99, so I passed. Oh, and it was also an ashtray, I forgot to mention that. But here I am, just looking at the other tiki items. I almost wanted the karate punch, I thought that was cool. Just didn't want to spend $25 for it. I almost got one of these highball glasses. I loved the look of them and how they have different recipes. And I love Singapore slings, by the way. They're so good. I so wanted this sexton clock and wall hanging set. $60 actually wasn't that bad of a price. Some sexton can go for great money, and it's just so cool. It's almost like Burwood and Sirocco, but cast iron and older. I have never seen a spice jar set for this brand. I want to say it's West Bend, but I'm not sure. And I didn't go through those matchbooks over there, but I have a bunch of matchbooks at home, and my brother actually just went through his, and I might lot some up for sale. But anyways, I always have to look through the swizzles, but I didn't find anything I needed. Some of my favorite things to look through, though. This booth was completely different and had a bunch of toys, both vintage and modern, and I like that kind of stuff. I ended up getting this Miss Chalice Funko Pop because she's from Cuphead, and I have others like Mugman at home. Have any of you played Cuphead? It's actually pretty difficult, but it has a simple concept. This is a vintage Libby tiki mug. It's pretty common and not worth much, but I have this Rainforest Cafe one. And I really thought this tiki trike was interesting. I'm like, what is this? I think it's a model you build, and yeah, I passed. These hanging mushroom planters were super cool, and cottagecore is still pretty popular right now. I really wanted these orange and banana Avon bottles for sun tanning lotion. They were priced about market value at $15 each, and that's actually quite more than the average Avon bottle can get nowadays. I believe this one was called Orangutan, and Sanana was the banana one. I just love it so much. I really like old tins and jars. They're just so cool, and I kind of wish I would have gotten this. It's for cleansing cream. This would be such a cool thing to do for my anime club at school, and I would use it as an incentive instead of selling things to students, because teachers can't do that, understandably. Here we have the classic milk glass McDonald's mugs. If you see one that looks like this with a maple leaf, it goes for a lot more money than the regular ones. This one just went for $100. Work fascinates me. I could look at it all day. Vintage Valentines are some of my favorite ephemera to look at, and I loved this one with the vacuum. I believe this Moonlight is from IKEA because I've had a seahorse one for over 15 years. Do y'all like my Freakies cereal shirt? I have this Gertrude Stein from Fitz & Floyd, and I believe I got it at a thrift store from New Mexico. Y'all should check out my older videos where I go shopping in New Mexico, both Santa Fe, Albuquerque. I found a ton of cool things, and I just can't wait to go back. It's so beautiful there. These were handmade Pyrex-inspired hot pads. Pink Gooseberry is one of my favorite patterns. I just thought they were so cool. Look at these little deer plaster molds. So cool and up my alley. I still need to make all of my chalkware. I had never seen the Dusty Rose version of this Tupperware colander or strainer set. They are pretty popular, and I usually see the yellow ones, which I still use. Let's look at this Fun with Marshmallows book from 1962. I'm obsessed with stuff like this. and I love looking at old art in vintage books. These look pretty fun to make. Some of them are really elaborate though. I would love to see if someone actually made these, and some of these would look cool as tattoos. You know, I gotta say, I did have fun with marshmallows. Why did I not get these salt and pepper shakers? I love those. I love lamps, lamps I love, lamps, lamps, lamps. I almost got these fruit glasses, specifically the one in the middle, because I have a shaker that matches, and I just think it's so cool. I was obsessed with this Frankoma mice children's plate, but I have no need for it. It's so heavy and sturdy, I would be afraid my child would drop that. Look at all this barware, so cool. And this Blendo set was so pretty. Look at all the pastel colors. This is a porron. I believe it's from Spain, and it's kind of like a decanter slash drinking vessel, and it reminds me of like a genie bottle. You know, I never find spaghetti glassware at thrift stores. These are in great condition. I thought these might be vintage McDonald's because it reminds me of the changeables like I used to have, but I don't think so. Here are the popular Bluebirds of Happiness, and I heard that they have recently gone out of business. I always like to look at the mugs and teacups, and I don't buy very many anymore. I do have these Temporama little teacups that you see right here, and we have sold the teapot before. I actually used to play Machi Koro with Matthew a few years ago, and it is a great game. And look at this ramen card deck, so cute. I loved this whole booth, especially these mirrors and the gravel art. These faces were beautiful. Love it. Does anyone remember seeing how these were made? I think as a kid I saw you could wrap string with glue around the balloon and then pop it when it dries. I'll have to try it. This one was $125. It was so neat though. This is a nursery jar set from the 50s. I just think it's so cool. I'm frustrated. Ew, I would be too. I'm afraid. I was so excited. I have been looking for this mug, and it has been a long time since it's been on eBay. It is for Goombay Punch from the Holiday Inn, Paradise Island. Goombay Punch is a drink popular in the Bahamas. I happily paid $30, and now it's one of my favorites. This booth had tons of tiki mugs, so I of course looked at a bunch of them. I have this alien mug from Mondo. I believe they used to sell it at Alamo Drafthouse, which is one of my favorite theaters here in the Metroplex. And here is a Plantation rum barrel, and now the company is called Planet Ray. I've never seen this Sailor Jerry Stein before. And look, he has a little tushy. I love this little pilgrim glass whale. Dang, I almost wish I would have gotten it. This section of the store is kind of in the back, and it is awesome and very curated. It's mostly mid-century items. In the words of Charles Phoenix, how much do we love that shit? Ah yes, the wonderful Blanco fish. I love, love, love those. There's some Curtis Gere metalwork up there and a Sirocco peacock. So typical of mid-century modernity. And there's just a ton of furniture. Love this couch. I want to say these white chairs are fiberglass, but I'm not sure. So space age. If you've seen my videos, you know I love vintage product ads. Even the repros are pretty cool. This is one of my favorite patterns from Marketl called Swiss Chalet. It took me 3 times to be able to say that correctly. Say that 3 times fast. Swiss Chalet, Swiss Chalet, Swiss... I can't do it. But anyways, the full name is Swiss Alpine Chalet, and these are some recent solds on eBay. And look at this awesome white chair. It reminds me of like a wintergreen lifesaver. And look at these Lock, Shock, and Barrel masks. They were huge. Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favorite movies. And I have to check out the Wade Whimsies, and I always look for the Moai one. These are from Red Rose Tea. Alright, I had a great time. I'm so thirsty and tired after walking all of the antique mall. I hope you enjoyed this video. I ended up getting at least my Tiki Holy Grail. I've just been wanting that for some reason. Maybe aesthetically it's just so pleasing to me. So, thanks so much for watching this video. Well, my phone died. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed looking around with me. I love that place. It holds so many memories from throughout my childhood. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't. And thanks so much for watching. Keep digging for treasure, because you won't find it if you don't look. Bye, everybody.